Glorious. Welcome back again. So this is like the last part, I think, of our a short academy on tithing, and I'm so glad that you've made it to this point. This is the point in which we talk about, how we actually do it. How do we start to tithe? How do we build our tithe? How do we actually like make payment? There are lots and lots of ways. Oh, let's start with uh, how we build a tithe. Okay, so if you're brand new to this, then maybe let's say, for example, that you're on £100 per month. Okay, so let's say £1,000. If you're on £100 a month, then you need to get another job. Sorry, but that's the truth. You should be on way more than that. Everyone should be on way more than that. Okay, so let's say you're on £1,000 a month. Okay, and you're working however many hours to get £1,000 a month. Okay, so let's say you're on £1,000 a month. You're brand new to this idea of tithing, and you're feeling like, I'm not sure that I can entrust 10% to God. It seems like a lot of money. £100 every month seems like an awful lot of money just to hand over to someone that runs a church or the church here. That's a lot of my money. I'm not sure if I can afford that. The good news is that you don't have to do anything. It's not that you should or that you have to or anything like that. You don't. You ain't got to do anything. Okay, which means that you can start off small. Okay, what you could do is you can make a smaller commitment to God. I wouldn't say too small, because there needs to be some element of sacrifice in it, because that is what tithing is about. It is about a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice of commitment. It's a sacrifice of love to God. Maybe you want to give 5% or maybe even 2%. So it could be that you're brand new to this thing. You're a brand new Christian. You're really starting to believe in God, and you're thinking, I really want to make the most of this Christian lifestyle, and I want to invest in my Christian walk and my spiritual journey. But I'm a bit uncomfortable with 10%. Why not try 2% to get you started? Okay, so that would look like 2% of 1,000. So how do we work that out? Well, to get 1%, you take 2 zeros off the total, okay? Or you move the decimal point back 2 places, okay? I haven't got a whiteboard now, so I can show you some maths. So if you were on £1,000 and you moved the decimal point back 1 place, that would be 100. If you moved it back 2 places, that would be 10. Okay, so 1% of 1,000 is 10. So 2% would be 20 quid. Yeah? Does that make sense? We all good? Hopefully that's all right. I'm pretty nifty with the old maths. I actually beat Liam to a maths puzzle the other day, and he was like, "No, you're wrong." And I was like, "I'm definitely not, mate." And then he's like, and the worst funny thing is, he's doing a master's in engineering. He should be like a whiz kid at maths, but I beat him, shabba. Anyway, maybe you're starting at 2%, okay, and that's pretty cool. You're just going to say, you know what, every month from now on, I'm going to give 2% of my income to God, and I'm committed to that. And even if Pastor upsets me with his preaching on Sunday, I'm going to remember that I'm not giving money to Pastor. I'm giving money to God. I'm committed to God. I'm committed to my own spiritual walk, and I'm committed to growing in God. So I'm going to give that 20 quid no matter what. Okay, so that's your 2%. 5% would obviously be 50 quid, and 10% would obviously be £100. Okay, so just for the sake of helping you out a little bit here, if you get laid off at work, okay, and you don't have any money coming in at all, if you're tithing 10% of zero whilst you're waiting for your benefits, then you continue to tithe, but 10% of zero is zero. Okay? So you don't stop tithing, you've continued to tithe, but your tithe is zero because you earn zero. Okay? So if you was to lose your job and you were on £1,000 a month and you were paying 10%, which was £100 a month, when you lose your job, what you do is your tithe gets adjusted down to 0, okay? And you continue to tithe, but you're just not given any finances, okay? I hope that makes a lot of sense. Maybe after a little while, then you start getting some benefits in. Maybe £100 every fortnight. Or let's do some more complicated mathematics. £140 a fortnight, okay? And so you're tithing 10% on £140 a fortnight, which means that you're going to give £14 every 2 weeks. Yeah? £14, yeah? Because 10% of 140 is 14, okay? You don't keep on paying £100 because that's not tithing. That's something else. That's a misunderstanding of what tithing is, okay? However, you continue to tithe, but you went from £1,000 a month at £100 tithe down to £0 a month at £0 free tithe, and then you went up to your benefits, which is £140 every 2 weeks, and so you pay £14 every 2 weeks. That's how you tithe, and you can just continue tithing. And as you get promoted, as God blesses you in that way, your money goes up, your tithe goes up, etc., etc. And if times get tough and COVID hits, and you end up losing your job, then your tithe goes down because your finances go down. Okay. So that's what it means to build a tithe. So to build a tithe essentially means I'm going to start at 2%, and then maybe in 6 months' time I'm going to reevaluate. Did I do all right with that? You know, was I blessed? What's my testimony on this? You know, have I done well with tithing? Has it benefited me? Do I feel closer to God? Do I feel closer to church? Do I feel like I'm really part of things? How has this affected me? If it's good and I'm doing all right, then I might want to say, you know what, actually, I'm gonna give more than 2%. I'm going up to 5%. I'm really going to push the boat out, you know, and I'm going to go up to 5% of my income, and I'm going to tithe 5%. And so instead of paying you £20 a month, you go up to £50 a month, you know, and so you build your tithe. Some people build their tithe all the way up to 90%. How they manage to do that, I'll never know. I guess they're just massively blessed, or they're really good at business, one of the two. Or maybe they're blessed by being really good at business. Woo! You know, yeah, come on, hallelujah. Maybe when we started looking at how we're investing into our spiritual journey, we begin investing into ourselves in other ways as well, financially, and then we end up doing better in business and life. You know, that's the sort of stuff that happens. Then your money goes up, then your tithe goes up, all that sort of stuff. You know, anyway. That's how you build your tithe, okay? That's how you work out how much you pay for a tithe. How much can you give, okay? So you know, again, how much can I give? If it's 10% tithe that you're going for, you know, you're just moving back your decimal point by one place, okay? So yeah, £150 be a £15 tithe, okay? So the next question is, how do I give? How do I give my finances in? So the first thing to say is sometimes whatever church you're in, they might have like a little offering bucket. Like we got these blue buckets around here somewhere with like a little lid on. You put your money into it, and so you can just put your money into that in cash. You can put a check in there. If you're paying a tithe to Ignite Church, then the check should be made payable to Ignite Elim Church. Elim is spelled E-L-I-M, okay? Ignite Elim Church, okay? So you can do that, check or cash into the offering bucket. Maybe you want to pay by standing order. You know, your salary is the same every single month, so you just know every month I've got to pay 200 quid or something, or get to pay 200 quid. Okay, so I'll just set up a direct debit every month. As soon as payday comes along, it just automatically goes out. Maybe 2 days after payday, 200 quid just goes out of my account. And then my 600 quid goes out for my rent, and then my 100 quid goes out for my electric or whatever else, you know. So, and it just works out like that, you know. So you can set up a standing order if you wanted to, or you can use like a banking app. If your salary like goes up and down, you might need to like do it like manually, you know, rather than it going out automatically. And so, you know, if you need the bank details for Ignite Church for that, you know, I'm happy to give those here. That's totally cool. Our account name is Ignite Elim Church. Our bank is Lloyd's Bank. Our account number is 00686406. Obviously, you can rewind that and check that out a couple of times if you need to. Our sort code is 309187. Okay, so you can use those details. If you're using a banking app that doesn't like Ignite Elim Church, you may need to try EFGA Lincoln or Elim Foursquare Gospel Alliance Lincoln. Okay, I think Barclays sometimes struggle with our name. Anyway, so you can give in the offering bucket. You can give online, like on your banking app in that way, or maybe you'd like to give through our website. So you can go to our website, www.ignitelincoln.co.uk/. Actually, don't do a /. Just go to the website, and hopefully, if you scroll down, you should be able to find a donate button, or there might be a donate button at the top. So you can go and donate on our website. Very easy. It's all secure and stuff. It goes through to our head office website, and then it all goes through all that shibiz stuff, and it's all very safe and very easy to do. So that's the main ways that you can give. Okay, they're like so offering bucket, banking app, website. Okay, they're the main ways you can give. Another thing that you can do is if you do pay tax in the UK, then the government will offer you the opportunity to gift aid on your finances that you're giving to charity. Gift aid is basically where the government give the charity that you're giving money to another 25 pence for every pound on top of what you're giving them, okay? And that comes out of your tax. So you give tax to the government, which you've earned, and that's okay, that's good. And then the government give the charity some of your money that you've already given to the government. They give that to charity. It's called gift aid, okay? So it doesn't cost you anything else. It doesn't cost you any more. You just tick a little box and or fill in a little form, and you can gift aid to Ignite Elim Church, which would then mean that, say, if you gave £100 this month, the church would actually get £125. And isn't that wonderful? Because there might be someone else who's down the road who's tithing like 2% instead of 10%, and basically you've just like paid. The government would have paid an extra £25, and that's how much someone down the road is paying us their whole tithe. You know, so it's almost like the government are giving us an extra tithe, which is really, really kind of them. So if you'd like to gift aid, if you pay tax, like employee tax and all that sort of stuff, PAYE and all that sort of stuff, then let us know. The easiest way to sign up for that is to make your first donation through our website. Go to our website, hit the donate button, and then there's just a little tick box. You tick the little box that says gift aid, and then that just makes life so much easier for everyone, because it means you don't have to fill in forms, and I don't have to send off forms to our head office and all that sort of stuff. But it basically means that we then can get more money from the government. The government are good like that, aren't they? Aren't they lovely? Anyway, hopefully this has answered lots and lots of your questions. I am totally up for answering more. So if you'd like to ask questions, then get in touch with any one of our pastors at church, and I'm sure that they'd all be more than happy to talk about tithing. Not so much from the stage, because, like I say, some people get a bit put off by it, but certainly one-to-one, I'm up for chatting about that. Thank you so much for being part of this academy, and I hope that you've been enlightened and that you feel empowered, and that you're deciding that, hey, actually, I want to make a commitment in my spiritual journey to do this for my own benefit, to benefit God and the church. Hallelujah! Isn't that good news? I'll see you around. I'll hopefully see you on Sunday. God bless you. Bye bye.